On your mark. Get ready. It's time to go the distance. For sports news and sports review, get ready. It's The Pitch.
Hello everyone and welcome to The Pitch. As always, I'm your host John Fox, alongside here with Mitch Sabbatelli and Mike Peps Perrone. Now, first topic of the day, MLB trade deadline. With the trade deadline looming only 6 days away, there's a lot to talk about right now. 2 trades have been done already, 2 major trades. We're going to talk about the first one right now. Mitch, you could start off with this one. The New York Yankees acquire from the Chicago White Sox Todd Frazier, David Robertson, and Tommy Kahnle?
Yes.
Is it? Okay. Thoughts on this?
Well, it was very strange because the initial reports had the Red Sox really out there scouting Frazier, and the actual, I forget who broke the news, but they thought that Frazier and Robertson were close to getting dealt to the Red Sox. But it later found out that it was to the Yankees, and they also got Tommy Kahnle. And in my opinion, so not only did they spurn the Red Sox, but they got better themselves, so it's kind of like a win-win situation. The Yankees get their third baseman. They can move Chase Hadley over to the first base. So they kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. Todd Frazier has had a down year, but the Yankees could use a little power behind Aaron Judge and before Matt Holliday and Gregorius. Because outside of Judge and Sanchez, the power numbers are a little limited there. So have Frazier at third base. He plays a above-average defensive third base, move Henley back over to first base, maybe his offensive numbers can improve. But what I really love from this trade is the bullpen guys they got, the relievers. David Robertson, who used to be in the Yankees rotation, in the Yankees bullpen as a setup guy, and now you can pair him with the White Sox setup guy, Tommy Kahnle, in addition to Dellin Betances as well as Aroldis Chapman. So theoretically, you can throw a 6, 7, 8, and 9th inning guys as Kahnle, Robertson, Betances, Chapman. So that starting rotation that is somewhat suspect can really be bolstered with Kahnle. And Kahnle's under control for the next couple of years. So I love that bullpen move for the Yankees.
And 2 of those guys can throw 100 mile an hour. Yeah. 100 mile an hour plus.
Yeah.
So
Robertson can already pitch in the AL East because he has done it before. And Kahnle has been. A lot of people are just talking about the Frazier part of the deal, but in my opinion, the big part of this deal is bolstering that back into the bullpen before the Red Sox could, getting Robertson and Kahnle.
How many homers does Todd Frazier have?
I believe he has 16.
16?
I think
his average is very low.
I think he's batting 208.
It's sure to double with Yankee Stadium now.
Exactly. And Yankee Stadium it benefits more lefties, and Frazier is a righty. But I think Frazier needs something new. I don't think it was working out there with the White Sox, so I think he's going to like being in a pennant race, and I think that power is going to really help out the Yankees behind Aaron Judge, in case Aaron Judge's numbers do go down in the second half, which I do expect them to do.
Okay.
I think it's another situation where it's the Red Sox have all the opportunity to go get better and take over the East, and then the Yankees just swoop right in and take it over.
But it's
so. I think it's good because, like you said, they got those 4 setup guys to make up for that suspect starting rotation, along with Frazier going to third. I feel like that's also personally, obviously being a Red Sox fan, a big loss for the Red Sox not be able to find that third baseman they've been looking for.
Yeah, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's a big loss because Todd Frazier is just a power guy.
Yeah, I know, but
power doesn't correlate.
It's big though.
But he's become a better hitter this year. His walk rate is the highest it's been in his entire career, and he's swinging the ball a lot. He's swinging the bat a lot clearer, and he's getting more line drive hits on the ball compared to his past air to ball ratio for that over the past few seasons. I think it's a solid pickup for the Yankees, and I think Robertson's also going to be a big key to that in the bullpen. So I think that could be a move that honestly I think could, because with that East being so competitive, I think that move could bolster them to the top. And the Red Sox may have their 5th man coming back for their rotation, but I just don't see. I don't know. The Yankees feel like they went from rebuilding mode to now realizing, wait, we have a chance here. Let's go get this. So I feel like that was a big move that's going to help them compete for that top spot in the East, and it's going to be a nice battle to the end here. I feel like another Red Sox-Yankees rivalry renewed.
And I agree with Peps too. Like this is kind of a blessing in disguise. They weren't expecting Aaron Judge to be this good. They thought Greg Bird was going to be better, and now Aaron Judge is an MVP candidate. Todd Frazier had a horrible April and May and got really good in June, or better average-wise in June and July. And those power numbers have always been there in a bad, very bad Chicago White Sox team that keeps on shelling off all their players. Sale, Adam Eaton, they're really definitely rebuilding here. Jose Quintana to the Cubs, which is the other trade. Jose Quintana goes to the Cubs. But I really think what Pep said is true. The Yankees' average guys have always been there. Gregorius is hitting pretty well. Castro, if he gets better and gets healthier, he's going to be fine. They need another bopper there, and that's what the Red Sox needed. And all the reports said that the Red Sox were really close to Frazier. So this really
that
helps.
Happens a lot.
And this really helps by them getting him. It also hurts the Red Sox.
Surprising power hitter this year for the Yankees, Brett Gardner. He has his most homers. He has like 16 or 17. And
how about Ellsbury? That was a horrible contract.
Yeah. Wow. Thank God that they got that end of it. So, all right, we'll stay with Peps for the next trade. J.D. Martinez goes to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Thoughts on this one?
I mean, the thing is, the D-backs have been pretty consistent. To be honest, I've been following some baseball, but I heard the D-backs were like 56 and 42, and I was like, wait, the D-backs are back, like competing.
Yeah.
So he's a very good. He's a very good. He's a solid outfield slugger. He's batting. His career average is like 240 something. He's hitting 300 this year. He's got 17 homers. He's got 42 ribbies, and I think that's a big bat that they needed so they can compete out in that West and keep doing what they're doing and keep the Pirates and Cubs within range for them to compete for heading to that possible top spot in the NL. But I think it's a solid pickup for them, and he's a very good hitter, average and power-wise this year. So consistent bat that they really needed for that D-backs lineup. I think is a good pickup. Yeah,
I think really what no one's really mentioning too much is the fact that Torey Lovullo has taken over as the D-backs coach, the former Red Sox bench coach, and now he went over to the D-backs and he's done a fantastic job. That rotation is really good right now with Zach Greinke and Robbie Ray leading their rotation there. You got guys like Patrick Corbin and Taijuan Walker to kind of help that rotation round out it a little bit. But getting J.D. Martinez is huge. It's another veteran. You can throw him out there with A.J. Pollock in the outfield. And they've had some trouble against lefties. And J.D. Martinez is absolutely awesome against lefties. And he can also hit right-hand pitching as well. He's a power bat. You can bat him right under Goldschmidt and before Jake Lamb. So that lineup's really taken shape. You got Pollock over there who can set the table. You got Brandon Drury and Jake Lamb to get it ready for Goldschmidt and JD Martinez. And I think Torey Lovullo is already surprising some people, and I think they're going to be one of the wild card teams for sure.
Okay, all right. Moving on. Who would you say right now? We'll start with you on this one, Mitch.
Sure.
Top contenders, players, to be traded. Who is likely to be most likely? Who are players most likely to be traded?
One more
within the next 6 days.
One more big name that did get traded, so I want to glance over it real quick. Is Jose Quintana going to the Chicago Cubs, which is huge because everyone's kind of been down on the Cubs. They had a really bad first half, but they've been very good after the All-Star break and have been better this last month. And that division is very weak. The Cardinals are not the same. The Brewers had a great first half, but I don't think that rotation is going to hold up. Yeah. With only Zach Davies being their ace.
Really terrible performance by Jake Arrieta this year.
Yeah, but so with Arrieta faltering, they needed another guy there. They still have Lester. They still have Kyle Kenricks is back from injury. John Lackey. So this is great that Theo went out there and got Jose Quintana, another guy, a veteran guy that can help out this team, and is pitched in the tougher AL. So move him over to the NL, and I think it's going to work out pretty well. And he got in his debut. He got 12 Ks. Another guy that I see moving pretty shortly is Yu Darvish, who's in the last year of his contract. I don't think the Rangers are going to come close to the Astros here. They could fight possible for a wild card, but it might be good to trade Darvish now before he's gone in the offseason. And also Sonny Gray. Everyone always knows that Billy Beane's always out there trying to make trades, and Sonny Gray's been on that team for maybe 2 years too long at this point, and they're going to try to rebuild like they always do, Moneyball-wise, and trade Sonny Gray.
Okay. Moving
Yeah, I
on
mean,
to Peps.
I was also, I had Sonny Gray pretty much at the top of my list, aside from Robertson. I think that the A's, like you said, are in a rebuilding mode, and they're trying to get rid of him, and apparently they're trying to find their future centerpiece in some way, maybe in trying to get rid of him. I think maybe a landing spot possibly for him could be like the Houston Astros.
Yeah,
That
that's
would be
huge.
pretty nice. That would be pretty
so-
nice for them. That would put them even higher than they already are. And then another one, which for the money wise, I feel like not that they're necessarily looking to get rid of him, but Chris Archer also maybe could be moved for the Rays to maybe get rid of his contract. And I mean, a lot of teams could maybe be looking towards money wise. It's a solid deal. I mean, he's only owed another $30 million through to 2021, which is a solid price to get for a pitcher. So I feel like that's a possibility. Maybe he could go to one of those contending teams, but yeah, so pretty much it's just a couple of teams I feel like that are just trying to rebuild, maybe can sell their people and maybe rebuild for the future. But yeah, so I mean, those two pitchers I feel like could be good people to help a contender get higher.
The only thing I would have to say about that is I don't think that the Rays would necessarily do that right now. This close,
They're contending.
with contention.
Yeah.
They're only three
True.
games out.
True.
So
Well, I mean, if they were looking to, then maybe
well,
they could get rid of that.
I mean, if they started to falter, like I mean,
because they're what are they like? What are they like 6.5 games out?
No, they're
7
3
games
games
out.
out.
Oh,
They're right
They're
there.
like 3.5 games out.
And they're
Oh,
even,
wait, yeah,
they're even
okay.
closer to the
Oh,
wild
that
card.
was-
They
Oh,
were
Blue
ahead of
Jays are 6.5
like a
out.
week
Yeah.
ago. A
Okay.
week ago, they were ahead of the Yankees.
Yeah.
They were
But
only like 3 to 2
Both
games
teams have
out.
faltered.
Yeah, but I mean,
I do like what you said about the Astros. The Astros need another pitcher. Keuchel
All
is.
right, all right. Well, no, sorry, no.
Hold on.
I was kind of going to
Keuchel's
transition
coming
it.
back
Right,
in like a
right.
week, right?
But I want to say that Keuchel has been injured, but they could use another rotation guy. I don't know. Sonny Gray would be perfect for them. I don't know if the A's would want to trade within the division, but Yu Darvish would be great to go to the Dodgers as well. I think the Dodgers need one more piece.
That would be huge,
All right,
especially with Kershaw.
talking
like
about
that.
teams transitioning that need one more piece. What is the number one team, do you think, that needs a big position?
I think you look at the teams. I mean, there's two stalwarts in both leagues.
You can name a number of teams.
I think
Yeah.
the Dodgers are a big-time starting pitcher away from winning the World Series.
Yeah, exactly. I think as far as the AL goes, I think the Red Sox need bullpen help. I think that they are getting Rafael Devers and calling him up today. I think he's going to help out the team, but
Yeah.
I think them missing out on Frazier was a real blow for Dombrowski. I thought he was really going to make that quick move, but they need relief help. I look for Pat Neshek to be in a Red Sox uniform within this next week. He's 36 years old. The Phillies don't need a right-handed sidearm guy in that division when they're not going to be contending for the next couple of years. A lot of these relievers are already gone. You know, David Phelps has left. David Robertson has left. But I see the guy Wilson from the Tigers possibly being dealt, and also Pat Neshek. And I think I was going to say Celtics. I think the Red Sox are ready to make a run at one of those guys. And I think they need Carson Smith to be back. They need Joe Kelly to be back, and then they need to go out there and get one more reliever. If Carson Smith isn't going to be back, they need to go out and get two more. But like Pep said, I think the Dodgers are going to be in the market for a starter. I think that's either going to be you or Sonny Gray.
Okay, nice. All right, now before we move on to the top 5 team power rankings, we're going to talk about an injury that happened a couple days ago. Clayton Kershaw, currently 15-2, is out 4 to 6 weeks roughly. With a lower back strain.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't say 6 weeks.
They're saying 4 to 6 weeks, but the last time he had a back injury, it let him out for 10 weeks. It was a herniated disc. So I mean,
thoughts on
I
this?
mean, I think it's going to be longer than that. I think Robert's just trying to say that so
How
he can give
badly
hope
does
back
this
to the
affect
team.
the Dodgers right now?
It hurts them mightily. I mean, he said earlier, we were talking earlier, he's 15-2. I mean, he's having a phenomenal year. It's that's why, like we were just saying, that's why I feel like they need another starting pitcher in there just in case his health isn't on point when he comes back. And I feel like not having him for at least a month on a bare minimum is going to severely damage that team's starting rotation. I just think that, I think he's going to be out for, I'll give it 2 months. I think he'll be out for 8 weeks. I mean, last time, they said apparently it isn't as bad as a herniated disc that happened last time that kept him out 10 weeks. But 4 to 6 weeks was a hopeful thought from what Roberts was saying. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. It's looking like, to me, I personally think he'll be out for a couple of months.
Yeah, I think the Kershaw thing, I mean, if I'm Dodgers, I'm keeping this guy out for as long as possible. They are blowing everyone away in that NL.
3-game win streak without
they're gonna be around 40 games, about 500 in about a week or so. So I'd let him completely go. I'd worry about the trade market. Let that offense that's led by Justin Turner, Corey Seager, and the Rookie of the Year, Cody Bellinger, take advantage, and maybe their offense can help out this rotation for a little bit. But Alex Wood has been pitching really well. Rich Hill has been pitching.
He just got roughed up for his first really big loss.
Yeah, and then Kenta
7 runs.
Kenta Maeda has had a bad year, but he has been back battling injuries, so he's going to be back. So if they could get a Sonny Gray or Yu Darvish, like me and Peps talks about, I think that would really help them out. But definitely keep Kershaw out as long as possible to make sure that he's completely ready for the playoffs. Because I think this Dodgers team is the best Dodgers team we've seen in my existence of a baseball fan.
I feel like they've always been so close, and now they're finally.
They're really good. Bellinger is really helping them out.
They're up there.
All right, moving on. Last topic in the Major League Baseball section, power rankings. Top 5 teams currently right now. Go. Somebody take it.
You want me to take it first?
What?
Take it.
I have a tie for 5th here. I think the Yankees, after making that move to get Frazier and Robertson and Canely, I would probably put them slightly ahead of the Red Sox. But by the Sox bringing up Rafael Devers, and I think if they get a couple relievers here, they could be the 5th best team in all of baseball. Number 4 is the D-backs. Like I mentioned, Torey Lovullo has really led this team perfectly as the manager there. And getting J.D. Martinez and this offense really exploding, and Robbie Ray and Zach Greinke really look like one of the better 1-2 punches in all of baseball right now. In that division, it's a really tough division right now with the Rockies and the Dodgers, and the D-backs have held their own. Astros, I'm not putting them higher than 3. A lot of people might say they're the best team in the league right now, but they've just lost Carlos Correa for 6 to 8 weeks. And that rotation with Keuchel getting injured, they need to make another move here at the deadline and establish themselves as a formidable rotation going into the playoffs, like they did a couple years ago with getting Scott Kazmir. But that offense, and I think the leadership of Carlos Beltran has really helped out. And that team is doing tremendous in that division.
When did the Correa injury happen? Like a few days ago?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Jeez.
But they have this guy, super utility guy, Marvin Gonzalez, has really been taking over as shortstop, and he's doing really, really well. So he'll take over for Correa in the time being.
In my book, personally, before Peps goes, I'd say the Astros, even with the Correa injury, I think they're the top. I think they're the number 1 team.
They're number one
defensively.
What about their rotation, though? I don't know.
McCullers is good, but they just got a couple of guys back.
Keuchel McCullers.
Yeah.
They've been getting it done. With their hitting. They're like, you turn on you go to look at the score. They already have 8 runs in the 4th inning, 5th inning.
Awesome for them.
George Springer has elevated.
Alex Bregman.
George Springer has elevated his average skyrocket this year.
I will say over the last 5 years, I think Jose Altuve has been the best player in the last 5 years, and that's including Mike Trout because of injury.
Player who who bats 350, who
he's going to win another batting title. But my number 1-2 teams, I think, are the Nationals and the Dodgers here. I think if either of those teams were in the AL, they'd be even better. I think the NL is much stronger than the AL this year. The Nationals rotation, when they can throw at Scherzer, I know Strasburg's a little banged up here, but Scherzer, Strasburg, Tanner Roark, and Edwin Jackson there, as well as Gio Gonzalez, that's one of the best and remains to be one of the best starting fives there. And that offense, even with Trey Turner injured, even with Adam Eaton injured, they have the MVP in my book, Bryce Harper. They have Ryan Zimmerman, who's going to win Comeback Player of the Year, or maybe possibly Anthony Rendon, who could win Comeback Player of the Year, and Daniel Murphy. That lineup is absolutely fantastic, but the best lineup in the game goes to LA Dodgers, led with Corey Seager, Cody Bellinger, and Justin Turner. They're my number 1 team.
All right, Peps. Top 5 teams.
I have pretty similar, but I have my difference is I have the Astros 2nd, and I got the Nationals 3rd. I got the Yankees over the Red Sox for the 5 spot now too. With that deal, I like that. I think the Dodgers, even not having Kershaw right now in a 3-game win streak, like you said, their offense has been exploding as of late. The Astros have the best offense in the pretty much entire league, in my opinion. They've outscored the next best team by 40 runs total for the season. And I feel like having McHugh and Morton back in the rotation are going to help them, and then having Keuchel back within a week, maybe they can actually focus on, getting some people out and then just killing them with the bats. So, I think that's going to be That's pretty much my top 5 there with those guys.
One more team that we should-
I just don't like I don't think the Red Sox deserve a top 5.
They
right now.
really
They
shouldn't.
don't.
They
They
haven't
shouldn't. I
looked
mean,
at-
I feel like they should be much better than they actually
They are,
Their
yeah.
offense,
It's terrible.
Their offense.
I'm giving them the
anemic.
benefit of the doubt by getting Devers.
You're paying $200 million for a pitcher that's 5.3. And I mean, with the
But
with
you got-
almost 4 ERA, he
just
should
talk,
he
you know,
should
like
be he should be 7-1 with
Let's
like a
just talk about
2
the
ERA.
hitting. Like,
That's
let's just talk
terrible.
about the hitting, despite like all of that. I
Yeah.
mean,
Not 2.
seriously,
They
like,
need
how many
that
games,
bat.
How many games do we
They
score
need that
one
bat.
run or get shut out with that? Supposedly bolstered hitting lineup.
But when you're-
in the beginning of the
When you're starting a team, you want the best ace and you want a dominant closer, and that's what they have with Sale and Kimbrel. That's why I have them. If they can
One
get
out of
another
5
reliever,
pitchers?
Yeah, but if you score- if you can't score-
Pomeranz has
if you
been
can't score
good.
2
Price has
runs in a
been
game,
better,
unexpectedly been really good.
and Porcello has been better recently, but he has been horrible.
They don't like to
I
give.
don't like Rick
I feel
Porcello.
like
One team to
I feel like
watch
he
out
doesn't get
for-
enough run support either.
I don't like
Porcello.
Rick Porcello. Rick Porcello last year was just
Unbelievable.
out of the blue, like just
Yeah.
bewildering.
He got lucky, but
I don't know where that came from. He did get really lucky.
Yeah.
Now he's showing his true colors because Rick Porcello he's the number one guy to give up a home run. He's like,
Yeah.
he gives up too many home run
Yeah,
balls.
that's true.
He'll give up 4 runs. 3 of those will just be home runs. No, he
No,
does.
you're right,
He'll
yesterday.
give up solo home runs. Like first game of the playoffs against the Indians. Yeah, 21 and
Yep.
4.
Good call.
Home run. Home run.
Yeah, it was terrible.
He gave up 3 home runs in one inning.
And then Price's follow up was terrible too.
Yeah, okay. All right.
one last thing before we move on.
We really
One team that I
under 10
got
minutes
one
right
team
now,
that
and
needs a
that's a
pitcher
big-
too. The Rockies. The Rockies are good.
Rockies, yeah. Nolan Arenado, beast mode,
Yeah.
90 RBIs. Oh, jeez, he had 3 home runs in a game like a couple days ago.
Cargo.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the next topic and final topic, NBA. So, you guys hear that Kyrie Irving wants out
Yeah.
of Cleveland? Oh my God. All right, well, Kyrie Irving wants out of Cleveland via trade because he's tired of living under LeBron's shadow. All right, thoughts on this situation? We'll start with you first, Peps.
I mean, I don't see why you would want to go
Yeah,
to this
I don't see
extent right now with the
Yeah, they
team
just
that
got
you
Derrick
still
Rose.
have.
They're going to be way better. Like,
Yeah, if he'll get hurt every other quarter. But I mean,
he got hurt signing the contract. His wrist.
your wrist,
Carpal
tunnel syndrome. I think I don't understand why he's doing this. I mean, maybe he just. I think he's trying to beat LeBron to the punch. I think he feels like it's going to come again. He's seen LeBron do this before with the Cavs, the Heat, and the Heat back to the Cavs. Pretty much out of the blue, just being like, I'm going to go here, making an hour-long press conference about it on ESPN and getting all this money geared towards it and everything and putting on an act. Like, I just think
smart.
that Kyrie is pretty much just saying.
He's smart. I never thought that I would say that about a guy who thinks that the earth is actually flat.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
you know.
I was going to call him a genius, but then I remember that. But as far as basketball-wise, he might not be the most intelligent player, but basketball-wise, like Pep said, he's beating LeBron to the punch. Why
He should.
He's no longer a young rookie player. I mean, this guy's been in the league for a while. He's seen when Kevin Durant left how good Russell Westbrook can elevate his game. Kyrie Irving right now he's a top 10 player. He could be a top 5 player in this league.
Yeah, because what happens?
As soon as I heard this, I immediately thought that the Cleveland was going to go out, like like Pep just said, and go try to bring Andrew Wiggins back, like they initially had.
How many years does Kyrie? How many years does Kyrie have left on his
I
contract?
believe it's 2, maybe
2
3
years?
left.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is,
He's an option third year.
Yeah.
he's smart in the fact that LeBron is probably going to leave next year if they don't win that championship.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to. The Warriors are just too good of a team. They added 2 more players.
Why would he sit back and let LeBron have all that leverage? He's seen that this team doesn't really have a gem.
Because then he's going to have to pick up the pieces.
Yeah,
he's going to have to pick up the
fired-
pieces the next 2 years.
He's going to be left again.
He's going to be left,
He's gonna be
in
left
the
alone.
dust.
So he wants to be traded before this
He
team
wants
is
to go,
bad.
yeah.
And that way it can kind of hold the Cleveland Cavaliers hostage, and hopefully they bring a couple guys back to help LeBron, because he's already said he's not going to waive his no-trade clause.
Yeah.
So LeBron's stuck there, so theoretically Cleveland's going to try to win with LeBron, so why not try to leave that team and go to a team established before Fox said, before this team gets back to a horrible bottom of the Eastern Conference team with Kyrie as their main guy. And Kyrie is not this young rookie
I seriously
anymore.
think I'd kill myself if LeBron went to the Lakers, because then I'd have to hear more about LeBron,
in
more about
Lonzo.
LeVar and Lonzo Ball every single day on ESPN.
The only real team that actually makes sense to be able to actually pull this one off, I feel like, are the Phoenix Suns, because they've kept themselves free of acquiring players that want a lot of money, and they have a young team. I mean, they got
To pull off a trade
they have a
for
young team to
Kyrie.
pull off a trade for Kyrie. He would be a very solid
That was
centerpiece.
my next question. With
I
only
think
5 minutes
the
left, I
Suns.
was going to say, who do you think is the number one
that's
contender?
The Suns need a focal point of that
I
team.
have
They don't
one-
really have
number
one. I
one-
think
number-
they need one after losing Isaiah.
think I have three.
And then
Okay, name off your contenders.
I have three. I think
acquiring Kyrie via trade.
I think the Suns. I mean, I guess you could do this. I mean, maybe I don't know. The Spurs don't really make much sense though, in my mind. I mean, maybe the Suns, possibly like maybe the T-Wolves, maybe the Celtics. I don't know. I think the only one that actually could work out where he would be the focal point like he wants would be Phoenix. You know what I mean? But the problem
I
is,
have another team.
I feel like
The
that
Knicks?
team's not going to be championship
Unless they
ready.
got
In a
Zingas.
Melo trade?
Yeah, but I could see that, but I don't think Kyrie wants to go to the Knicks.
I don't think
Well, yeah,
Kyrie
nobody
wants to go to a
the
team that's
Knicks.
going to lose right now. So that's why I
But
feel like him
I have
staying
one
there
team-
makes sense. I think
I
he's
have
just
one
doing
team
this
there.
for show.
I think it's going to be Miami Heat. I think the Heat are going to do what they can, and they lost out on Gordon Hayward. They need a point guard to pair with Goran Dragic, who's more of a 2 at this point. The Spurs don't have a point guard either, so if they could, I don't know how that could work, but if they could somehow
Yeah, that's
pair him with
interesting.
Kawhi. But as soon as I heard this trade, I thought Kyrie for Wiggins would be a perfect swap. And the last rumor I heard was the Celtics could possibly package Isaiah Crowder and one of those
The
top
Laker,
five
the Laker
picks.
I'll
pick.
be honest,
Laker pick.
I would too. I love IT,
I love
but
Isaiah, but yeah.
I would too. I think Kyrie can be a top 5 player.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what it.
Crowder's very
He makes
just
the team.
decent.
He makes any team better.
Yeah.
He's
And
a
that would work out for
scorer,
Cleveland,
he's
too.
a passer, He's got everything.
That would work out for Cleveland this year as well. And that way LeBron and
I just think, though, if he's going to do this, he should be waiting till that third year. I think he's doing this for show. I think he wants them. I think he's pulling a LeBron. He wants them to be like, you know what, I'm the lead. I want to trade
It's an
now. I demand a trade. You don't
adverse
get me an asset to beat Golden State, then I'm out of here.
I mean,
I think it's
what
for
if they
show,
don't trade
and I
him?
don't
What's he
think
going
he's
to do?
gonna
Just
it.
not play?
no, he'll still
He'll
play.
play.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
getting paid. But
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, it's like I think he wants more because I think he wants
He's
Golden
tired.
State.
Everyone always is like, "Oh, will LeBron stay?" But they never talk about Kyrie and Kevin Love. So he wants to jump that
Kyrie's
ball.
the
He won the
huge reason why that
championship,
team won.
with that-
Kyrie's the
with
reason.
that
Kyrie
three-pointer.
made the clutch shot at the end of the game to win
yeah.
that game. Kyrie's as big of an asset as LeBron is, if not becoming larger.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's about all we have for this episode of the Pitch. Be sure to follow us on everything: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Vimeo. And until next time, have a good one, guys.